What's up again? Pastor Jacob here, doing one of my famous YouTube sermons. If you're unfamiliar with my podcast, or you're unfamiliar with my televised sermons or my radio broadcast sermons, I welcome you to our congregation. I hope that you enjoy your stay, and I hope you learn a little bit about yourself and about the Bible, and about your faith and religion. Um, Today we got a very important topic that we need to talk about because, as you know, the Republican primaries are about to start all across the country, and we need to talk about which Republican congressman deserves your vote in the primaries in the hopes that they can become the president of these great United States. Wrote out a few fact sheets here, and that I want to discuss with you. How Christians should view each of these different candidates and what you should consider when we're talking about who you're going to cast your very important primary vote for before the presidential election next year. Well, I first want to talk about Mitt Romney. Mitt Romney, and I do like that name. And if this was a name contest, I think I would vote for him right off the bat. The very first thing I would do is vote for Mitt Romney. But now he is a very strong anti-drug candidate. He is anti-medicinal marijuana. Now I know that's a strong point for a lot of my congregation. A lot of you have uh, the glaucoma, and some of you have family members or yourself have suffered from the cancers and what have you. And I have to tell you that you have to remember that the Bible has a very strong no marijuana policy. If you read your Bible, you know that there's no such thing as medicinal marijuana because marijuana is the wacky weed straight from hell. And this is one of Mitt Romney's strong points, is that he does not fall for any of that sciencey bullshit that you're supposed to be taking. And yes, that's right. I'm the kind of pastor that says bullshit from time to time. When I'm looking at a load of bullshit, I'm willing to call it that way, and I think Jesus would too, and I think you should agree. And he says that he's unemployed. Yep, this year he's reinvested and reformatted his $12 million home. So apparently he's in favor of unemployment extensions. And I'll tell you, my home's not worth $12 million. We had it evaluated at 12,000, but I don't spend my money on that kind of thing. I spend it on helping the poor. But that's just my way of doing things. I can't speak for Mitt Romney, but I will say one thing for Mitt Romney: he is a Mormon, and as we know, that's not a true Christian. The only true Christian is the Southern Baptist like you and me. And anyone claiming to be a Mormon is just being fooled by the devil. So I think Mitt Romney is just completely out. There's no way we could vote for a fool like that. So let's move on to Rick Perry. He's the economic candidate, and everybody's in favor of him. They say, with the state of the country, that we are going to have to vote for Rick Perry and get everything fixed up, patched up, taken care of. Well, I'm here to tell you that recently they discovered that Rick Perry, actually, with his college transcripts, got a D in economics class. Well, it doesn't sound like the kind of candidate we need to fix up our economy, but that's fine if that's the kind of person. Hell, I got a C in economics, but I don't see anyone rooting for me there on the Fox News, but that's fine. But we do know he knows a little bit about money because proof has come out that he's been pocketing Texas taxpayer money for the whole time that he's been serving the good people of Texas. And he did come out and recently say that middle Americans don't pay enough taxes. Well, that's probably the smartest thing he's ever said. He just needs to replace the word middle with upper rich Americans, and I think he'd agree. Because I'll tell you what, uh, I don't personally have to pay any taxes as I'm a pastor, but if I did here being mid class, I'd be paying uh, one third, one third of my income, and I wouldn't have much money left for Reese's cups. Now would I? Now we got Michelle Bachmann. Michelle Bachmann recently photographed deep throating a corn dog, which I think a lot of you may know that makes her a complete and total whore. Most women wouldn't allow themselves to be photographed in such a compromising position, but for Michelle Bachmann, that's not too compromising. That's just an average Saturday night. And as you know, the Corinthians 3:13-22 says that you shall not trust a woman 1 week out of the month. And I don't know who's going to run the whole country on that 1 week. It's a dangerous time. You don't want to start no wars. I knows that Mrs. Jacobs, my wife, we and her fight awful bad during that 1 week a month until she had her hysterectomy and had her genitals removed. I'd hate to be picking a fight with Iran during that. Then finally we got well, not finally, we got two more candidates here we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about John Huntsman. John Huntsman. He is the science candidate, and he says that the Republican Party is the anti-science party, and that he believes in evolution, which of course makes him just a complete and total asshole. So obviously, no. He says that as long as the Republican Party is the anti-science party, we've got no chance of winning. And I say as long as the Republican Party is the anti-science party, it's our only chance is healing this nation and making it a wonderful place to live in. And I'll tell you what, magnets confuse and upset me, and I believe they do everyone else. And you can't tell me that is science. That is a miracle straight from Jesus himself. And finally, I want to talk about Sarah Palin. Sarah Palin, I can't do it with a straight face. Sarah Palin, no, just no. And then finally, there's one candidate that speaks a lot of truth and makes a lot of sense. Ron Paul, one of the better Christian men, he says that the corporations need to pay more in taxes to help out the fellow man and help out the middle class and help out the poor. Ron Paul goes as far as to say that the corporations shouldn't be treated as equals as humans, as an individual person. He says that the middle class is being evaporated by the greed and the need of the rich and this 1% of American. And he says that the top percent of Americans are only paying 10% tax, when the lowest part of the America is paying 30% tax, and that it's wrong, and that we shouldn't be taxing the poor when we can be taxing the rich. And in other words, there's not a chance in hell he'll win. So, ladies and gentlemen, my official candidate and my official suggestion, if you're looking to vote Republican in 2012, here's what I plan to suggest for my congregation to do, and I hope you take me serious here. I want you to take your head, and I want you to tuck it between your knees, and I want you to kiss your ass goodbye, because there's not a chance in hell of winning 2012, and you can expect 4 more years of that old Obama. They plan to steal the election anyway. Well, I hope that you enjoyed this YouTube sermon. I hope that you made it all the way to the end. I hope you learned a little something about the Republican Party and our chances of winning the election. I hope you're prepared for 4 more dark, dark years, chocolatey years. Until next time, this is Pastor Jacob, thanking you for listening. I reminded you that a rich man has less a chance of getting into heaven than a camel has of fitting through the eye of the needle. That's why we need to start making much bigger needles. Till next time, God be with you.